Hi, this is Mel Russell, and I'm really excited to be talking to you about Listen and Learn, the Pagan Source. This is an audio recording which brings to you the Pagan Source, some of which is in the mini-course, but a lot of it isn't, together in one place in the form of a CD. As you know, the Pagan Source contains all you need to know about paganism in clear, concise, and easy to understand language. Before we get into the audio course itself, I just want to explain who I am and why you should listen to me. Well, firstly, I'm just an ordinary bloke who's had a fascination and interest in paganism for many years. To start off with, I visited libraries, went to museums, went online, all the usual stuff, to find out the basics. However, much of the information I wanted was in different places and often in what I call a highbrow format. You know what I mean? Things written by Professor so-and-so who uses 10 words when one will do. So I suppose the bottom line is I got very frustrated, and to be honest, I gave up for a while. It was only when a couple of my friends told me about their interest in paganism that I got interested again myself. So we started again, this time as a team, and we were looking to try to get to the bottom line. In other words, what's it really about? Not the widely held misconceptions of a lot of people. It's all witches and broomsticks and people covered in sheets meeting at the dead of night in some dark wood to sacrifice a goat. I found that sharing the load made the job that much easier the second time around. And after some time we were able to put together the actual facts, the bottom line, together in some sort of coherent, easy to understand format. This enabled me and my friends to then speak to other people, friends, family, and even strangers, about paganism in a way that they understood. We've been doing this for some time now, and thought it was about time to bring our knowledge together and make it accessible to a wider audience. Hence the Pagan Source. I know it's me talking, but I think the Pagan Source is a great book because it explains all we've learnt over the years in clear, concise, easy to understand English. The newsletter, which you obviously subscribe to, is distributed to hundreds of people worldwide. Now, I'm not telling you this to boast or to brag. I just think it's important that you know a little about myself and my history, since I'm going to be offering you a book that's all about paganism. So, let's now talk about the Pagan Source and this audio course. I get a lot of emails from people who want to know more about paganism, but are having the same kind of problems I had in terms of finding clear, easy to understand information. So I wanted to create a vehicle whereby as many people as possible could get access to the information they need. I decided to create a book and make it interesting, fun, clear, concise, and most importantly of all, I suppose, is easy to understand. The Pagan Source itself took quite a while to produce, and although I knew there were people out there who would be interested, I didn't know how many. Well, we were staggered when the newsletter and ebook became an instant success, with huge demand from all over the world. Thank goodness it was so easy to subscribe to the course and download the ebook, or we would have been in big trouble. Now, pretty soon after we launched, I began to get emails from people who were asking if there was an alternative to the ebook, as they weren't too fond of reading from a computer screen. The answer quite simply is yes. It's an audio CD version of the Pagan Source. The audio course contains everything that's in the ebook, from the origins and meanings of paganism, through the Wheel of the Year, and the festivals that pagans take part in during the year, all the way through to the pagan moon, clothing and gardens. In other words, the entire span of paganism. I can tell you in all honesty that without all of this knowledge I would be struggling to understand paganism. I wouldn't understand what paganism was, and is, and when and why festivals occur, what the Wheel of the Year is, how many ceremonies there are and why they take place, what are the pagan symbols and rituals, what gods and goddesses are there and what do they stand for, what is witchcraft really and are spells real, do they work, what's the relevance of the pagan moon and what clothes do and did pagans wear. The great thing is that the Pagan Source answers all of these questions and has allowed me and my friends not only to understand paganism, but to enjoy learning about it. And that's what the Pagan Source will do for you. It'll explain everything clearly and concisely and allow you to enjoy it. You'll be able to make considered judgments and views on paganism. The course itself is simple. It's a narrated presentation which is broken up into subject sections or chapters, so you can skip to any subject or chapter you want. It's in an audio CD format, narrated by myself, so if you understand this short video then you should be okay with the CD. Now, of course, this is only available on CD, so when you order it, it will be shipped to your door. The course is clear, concise and easy to understand, and even your kids will get it, so it's good for the whole family. That's of course if they're interested in paganism. It also makes a great gift for family or friends. Overall, I'm totally confident that you'll love this audio CD and you'll get something useful and new out of it. So, the big question is, how much is it? Well, the Pagan Source really is it's like a brain dump of everything that me and my friends have learnt over many years. Now, I've been asked to present this information in person to groups of people, but I've always turned them down. So I suppose it's because I'm shy. I was thinking about this again the other day, and I reckon that if I went down that road, I would charge maybe a couple of £100 for a few hours. But I think you would get just as much out of this audio CD for much less. So when we were coming up with a price, I didn't want to underprice all the knowledge we've built up over the years and all the content I've put into this course, but at the same time I do want to make it affordable, so that anyone who wants to learn about paganism can do so. The normal price of Listen and Learn, the Pagan Source, would be £19.97p, but because you're a subscriber to the Pagan Source newsletter, I want to give you a special offer. As my way of saying thank you for being a subscriber, you can get the course now for a special price of only £14.97, plus shipping and handling of course. And you are of course covered by my risk-free offer. I'm going to shoulder all the risk. So if you're not satisfied, you're covered by my 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't think you're getting your money's worth, I'll just refund every penny back to you. Also, importantly, your order is 100% secure, so when you put your credit card details into the order form, you're fully protected. Now, just before I go, I want to emphasize that paganism is relatively easy to understand as long as it's explained in clear, concise, easy to understand language. There's no real need to make it complicated or difficult to understand. That's done by a load of so-called experts out there. They'll have you believe that it's difficult to get to grips with, but seriously it's not. So I know that if you take me up on this CD offer, you'll find it easier to understand paganism, and that you'll form views and opinions on it from an educated standpoint, and not from misinformed, misguided, and quite honestly, often wrong information. So go ahead and click the link below, and you'll be able to go to our secure order form and order your copy of Listen and Learn, the Pagan Source audio CD. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you soon.